All right, good morning and welcome to today's stock market update for Tuesday, November 16th. And today, all important retail sales are coming out. Walmart and Home Depot are reporting earnings. Bitcoin dropped more than 10%. So, what happened there? And yesterday, the $1 trillion infrastructure bill was signed. So, what's next? What stocks are benefiting from this? Now, if this is your first time here, hi, I'm Marcus Heitkotter. I'm a professional trader, and every morning I sift through a mountain of news websites, newsletters, and reports, and then we take the most important news and go live here to share with you what you need to know as you head into your trading day. Now, with me is my head coach, Mark Hodge. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Marcus.
Now, Mark has more than 24 years of experience trading, and together we have helped thousands of regular people understand how to trade these crazy markets and actually make money way beyond what your typical financial advisor would do. So, let's see of what is happening, what the markets did yesterday. And Mark, it was a whole bunch of nothing yesterday, right?
My words exactly. We had a slightly higher start, but just really going nowhere at all.
Yeah. If you look at a 5 minute chart of the S&P 500, we see exactly what you said. We started higher, then we had a slide a little bit around late morning, and then not going anywhere. And in fact, the S&P yesterday lower 0.05 points. I mean, that's nothing. That's what we
Nothing.
call unchanged. So
Yep.
very similar picture in the Dow and in the Nasdaq. So not a whole lot going on. So what's happening here?
Well, we mentioned it yesterday. This week, it's the focus is really earnings. There isn't a whole lot going on except for I'm sorry, not earnings, retail sales. I flashback to 2 weeks ago. Retail sales. We did have a retail sales number this morning, which we'll talk about a little later. But just some of the big retailers reporting earnings this week.
Yeah. And I mean, just if we want to briefly look at some stocks that moved yesterday, I mean, we mentioned it yesterday morning already. Boeing yesterday, big day for Boeing, up 5.5% after resuming the 787 Dreamliner. So that's a good day for Boeing. Tesla, on the other hand, I mean, we have been covering Tesla a lot. And yesterday, down almost 2%. It was worse throughout the day. So throughout the day, Tesla was down as much as 5% before recovering, right?
Interesting to see a retest of that sell off low. It looked like we were bouncing back a little bit, but now uh, we'll see what happens with this one.
I mean, pre-market, we're still down almost 1%. So we'll see what happens with Tesla today. We'll definitely keep an eye on this. Big mover yesterday also, Dollar Tree. I mean, Dollar Tree up 15%. That's crazy. And then we had Oatly, OTLY, that yesterday plummeted on worse than expected earnings and also citing supply chain issues. But it kind of felt with Oatly that this was an excuse, didn't it? Oh, I don't know. Mark is frozen. He's
Marcus, you care?
looking very surprised. And there he is gone. Okay, no problem. He's probably coming back here. So, but let's talk about what happened today. So, we had the all important retail sales coming out, and this is what traders were focusing on. There's Mark coming back. Let me just have him join me here. And Mark, I see that you're back. Let me just bring you back in. There you go.
Yeah, I'm broadcasting deep in the Siberian wilderness. No, actually, I'm just in California with internet that needs to be worked on.
It seems this way. It seems this way. Yeah, I was just bringing up the retail sales report that everybody was expecting this morning, and I mean, let's talk about it, Mark. What happened?
Yeah, so retail sales came in better than expected, up 1.7% last month, which was better than the uh, increase of retail sales. So a nice increase there, also higher than September. So we're seeing a steady increase in sales month to month to month. In fact, that's the third consecutive month that retail sales have increased and been better than expected. So that's pretty solid considering that we have supply chain issues, increased prices, shipping delays, and labor shortages. Now we just need to see what happens as we head into the holiday season.
Right, and this is why this is so important because I mean everybody was fearing with prices going higher that consumer spending would go lower and that this would make the economy slow down. But the strong retail sales data this morning is suggesting no, we are still spending despite higher prices. And then we also had Walmart reporting this morning, and I mean Walmart, we know they are they're producing so much sales. They can be their own index. And what happened here, Mark?
Sure. So Walmart kicking off earnings for retail this week, and they reported third quarter profit and revenue that was much better than expected. Yeah, same store sales in the U.S. jumping 9.2%, excluding fuel. And the company raised its forecast, saying adjusted earnings per share will be around $6.40, which was higher than expected. So just all in all, a lot of positive news from Walmart.
Yeah, and yet Walmart is down this morning in pre-market trading. Unbelievable. Why is that? Nobody knows.
Yeah, who knows? Sometimes it's buy the rumor, sell the fact, or sell the news, and maybe traders wanted a little bit more out of it, but it looks like people are shopping again, supported by Walmart earnings and retail sales numbers.
Yeah, and then we also had Home Depot reporting this morning, and Home Depot also reported better than expected earnings. And I mean, here we see that Home Depot is up 2%, which is for Home Depot, 2% is a lot.
This is a nice move here. This is a nice move. So, I mean, bottom line, customers or consumers are still working on their homes. The consumer. Well, you know what Home Depot is. In the third quarter of 2020, there was an increase of 25% in same store sales, which was just ridiculous. I think it was about 6%, 6.1% same store sales for last quarter, but that's still a nice increase.
Yeah, huge up here this morning. Okay, so it seems that based on the retailers, consumers are still spending, which is good. And so if you look at what's happening here pre-market, the markets are kind of, let's take a look at the 5 minute chart, had an initial jump on the data, but now they're pulling back. So E-mini S&P around the flat line. Nasdaq, actually Nasdaq futures pointing to a slightly lower opening here. Dow a little bit higher opening, but it just seems that the diddling around continues. And we talked about it. This, what we see in the markets here right now, looks a lot like we had in April, right? Let's take a look at April here. So markets were just going higher, higher, higher. We had this little blip. And then markets were going still a little bit higher before we had a retracement here. And this is this April earlier this year. And if you look at right now in the markets, doesn't this look very much like this? So going up, we had this little blip, now diddling around, and so we might actually see a retracement and see a repeat of what happened in November 2018. In November 2018, the markets were selling off. So let's see what's happening there. No.
Yeah, U.S. indices are set on November 8th. So we're still within shot of records, but I agree, Marcus. Not a whole lot going on. This is where sometimes it gets tricky to try and play the reports because good retail sales shows a strong economy, but a strong economy shows the Fed. This is where sometimes traders they're on the fence and it creates a little indecision because hey, does this mean the Fed's going to act? I don't think one retail sale number is going to, have the Fed totally change their perspective, but that's why there isn't an obvious reaction to something that would be good.
Yeah. All right, we have to talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin, a huge slide overnight, down almost 10%, and right now recovering a little bit. Let's take a look at a 5 minute chart so that we see what happened here. And we see this huge slide down, and right now recovering. Did you see what happened there?
It looks like China is up to hammering Bitcoin again. So Bitcoin, China threatens punitive steps to try and rein in crypto mining, imposing punitive electricity prices for those who are mining in the country but paying a residential electricity price. That seems to be the reason here. Now, China has made all sorts of threats with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin seems to bounce back and be resilient. But right now, that seems to be the story. And I think bottom line, China wants to create their own digital currency and create, all the attention and focus there. So in the meantime, just doing everything to deter Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, they said it earlier this year that they're determined to wipe out all cryptocurrency mining. And this is where we see that this morning, after they reiterated, yes, we will take action here, that Bitcoin had a strong reaction. But then, yeah, buying the dip here as well, bouncing back right away. So we'll see what happens there. Cryptocurrencies remain volatile. What else do we have going on today?
Well, there were a few earnings here. Advanced Auto Parts, Marcus, AAP.
Okay.
So they had an earnings beat. They reported 321 a share versus a 287 estimate. They also beat on revenue and other metrics, but they did say that they see higher than expected inflation issues. So that seems to be affecting the stock a little bit pre-market, even though they did report an earnings win.
Yeah, -1%. So I mean, we'll see. Going into the opening here, it seems that markets are doing what they did yesterday, just diddling around, rather flat. I mean, no strong move to the upside, nothing to the downside. So let's see what's happening here as we head into the open. Anything else on your radar this morning? And I think
Look at
Mark.
Lucid for fun.
Oh yeah, let's take a look at Lucid. LCID, the EV maker. Wow, big jump this morning of 11% up. What's happening?
Sure. So they had reported 17,000 reservations for its Air sedan, and they increased that reservation number by 4,000 from the prior quarter. So now, so they had reported 13. Now it's at 17,000 reservations, and they also confirmed their 2022 production target. So seems like they're moving forward, and we know what production targets are until they actually happen, but still.
And yeah,
Big
and
move.
what means reservations? Are these again the non-binding orders that Wright and Lordstown Motors got in trouble this year because they said we had reservations? They actually said that they were orders. So yeah, I mean, same here, right? With many of the EV makers right now, especially the new ones, they're not yet producing, but they say we do have reservations. I mean, same as Ford says we have reservations for the electric pickup truck. Tesla says we have reservations for our pickup truck, or I mean, whatever they say. And yes, we will see how many of these non-binding reservations are coming through. But I mean, there's a huge demand for electric cars, no doubt about that.
Sure. I mean, we'll see. Reservations are like followers in the EV world, and they could change. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Anyhow, so yeah, looking forward to what's happening today. It would be actually nice if we have a little bit of a sell-off here because then we can trade the wheel again. And I mean, our positions pre-market seems to hold up very fairly well. So LVS up nicely. Right when I saw it earlier was up, now a little bit down, and UNG up 4%. So these are our wheel positions here. So this should be fun trading today. And we're going to hop into our trading room here with our mastermind. So if you would like to know how we trade this crazy market, take a look at the in the description. We have a few videos for you there. And then we'll see you in tomorrow's update.
Happy trading, everybody.